Hey everybody, I'm Jane.
And I'm Sarah.
And you're listening to the Medium Curious Podcast, the show that is calling all angels and kicking the demons in the nuts.
I like that visual. I don't want to have anything to do with demons, so yeah, I'll hang out with the angels over here.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to do some talking about some heavy duty stuff, but first,
tell me how you're doing, Miss Jane. We're just going to catch up today. This is, we're recording this on Monday, January 26th. We're probably going to put this one out this week. Yep. We're putting this out just because we want to hang out with each other. We want to include all of you listeners with us. And we've got stuff to talk about an upcoming episode where we want to just kind of preface everything that we're talking about in that episode so nobody freaks out. Yeah. Which is talk about demons. Woohoo!
Yeah, so it's a little demony, but
yeah, it's a little demony. But first, tell me how you are, because you did some film festing this week.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm enjoying living where I live right now because an entire massive festival appeared overnight and I got to hang out at Sundance and I got to see my old clients because Adobe is one of the sponsors. And so I got to see some of my favorite people and see a bunch of filmmakers talking about making films. And it was just like very juicy. It was like, I felt really plugged in. And Sarah, I was just telling you this crazy thing that happened to me, which I think I am going to share with everyone.
Oh, I think you should.
They're used to me by now. Aren't
That's
you all?
What this is all about.
Yeah. So we have been taking this gorgeous class. Us, the Carlas, Mary. Who am I missing? There's someone else amazing in there. I can't remember. The Carlas, the Mary. Anyway, we're having really an amazing time with Lauren Robertson and her platform Perfection, which we pitched endlessly over the fall. And now we're so stoked because we're in there and it's so beautiful.
It's so good.
It's so good. And she gave us this gorgeous idea about making a friendship with spirit as a way to strengthen our mediumship. And I just was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever heard. So Friday mornings are usually a little bit open in the early morning. And so I went for a walk to go on a date with spirit. And I brought my little spirit notebook and I put my phone away and I just like walked 20 minutes to the coffee shop with spirit. And guess who came in?
Tell us.
Well, apropos of Sundance, I heard Robert Redford talking to me. You guys.
That's so cool. How did you know it was Robert? How did you know?
He was like, "Hey,
him?
It's Robert." Hey, it's Robert Redford. And I was like,
they give you that name. It's pretty clear.
I mean, he did. He was like, and I was like, so immediately my mind was like, bullshit, Jane, that's charming. You're cute, but you're not talking to Robert Redford. So then I started asking him for like evidence. And like, I wasn't even sure how many kids he has. And he was telling me about how they're wonderful, wonderful people. And he was talking about the festival and how he was super proud of it. And then it was also making him a little sad. Now, you could read that probably in any article like that. Doesn't seem super evidential, but it was just bittersweet the way he was talking about it. And then he said a lot of stuff to me that was hilarious. He was encouraging me as a filmmaker, which I think we all need Robert Redford to tell us we're good filmmakers. But I was telling you, he said he said it like this. He said, "You're an excellent filmmaker. You're a pretty good medium." And I was like, yeah. Spot on, man. Totally. 100%. I can take that. It. And then he said, and you're, how did he say it? He said, you're an excellent animal communicator. And I was like, booyah. Because I don't know how we got on the topic of animals. But y'all, Sarah, I talked to him for like 20 minutes because I was walking and he just stayed with me. And I was like, okay, thanks. Like I felt bad. Like, if you're talking to a celebrity, you're like, cool, thanks. Okay, I'm going to let you go. I know you have important people to talk to. But like, we were just talking. And he gave me a lot of really good advice about life. And I don't know, it was really special. And I feel like a cuckoo lady telling you guys this, but whatever. And then I had this image of like hundreds of spirits streaming behind me on the path that I was walking on. And some were ones I had talked to and some were ones I'm going to talk to. But it was like this, ooh, chills. It was like, do you see it? It was like, cause the trail I was on is about, I don't know, 15 feet wide. It's called the rail trail. And it's where it used to be like, a railroad, and they turned it into this beautiful bike walk path. So it was like wide, and there was a big space on either side. So it was just like, that was just packed with this crowd of people walking behind me, like ready to just chat to me about whatever.
Aww.
And then it was gorgeous. And then one of the spirits I had talked to earlier in the week in a reading came by, and I just got some more clarity from her about what we had been talking about prior. This beautiful mom was, we were just kind of catching up. I was like, wait, did you say this and that? And like, da, da, da. Anyway, so that was my week.
That's pretty dreamy.
Right?
Yes.
Not too bad.
That's really incredible. Yeah.
Thanks.
I know, like so many of these experiences, I was thinking about it. It's like, gosh, is this real? Is this really happening? But I think whatever impact they have is real. So I think that's
nice.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the impact that.
Well, I was remembering
everything.
Yeah, exactly. Like, is it rippling through my life in a good way? Was it Bob Redford? Wasn't it? It doesn't matter. Like, I felt really filled up and grateful to that energy that, identified itself as such. But I remember when you spoke to Bruce Lee and also Brandon, and you didn't doubt it. Like, I'm just thinking about celebrities and.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we already told this story on our episode with Carla Jalbert, but it was interesting because I was at a practice circle with my friend Eliza and Carla Kaufman Sloan, who we've had on here before, and I think some others. And I brought through what felt like a very, very wise sage. And I was like, judo, like karate, something like that. And Eliza was like, I know who that is. And then I described the setting where he was. And it was this beautiful garden with a view in the back and this hedge along it. And this was the proof to me that that was real. So I didn't actually have the proof until a couple months later when I arrived at this event that Carla Jalbert was speaking at. And it was in my friend's gorgeous, historic Berkeley Hills home. And Bruce Lee's ex-wife was there. And where Carla was speaking was where I'd seen Bruce Lee, where he'd shown me with the gorgeous view in the background and the hedge that was right along there.
I know you've told me this story before, but I still can't believe it. I mean, you had like future tripping along with connecting with this celebrity.
I know.
But how amazing that Eliza identified him in that moment too. Like how,
right.
I mean, she's obviously a medium and brilliant.
Well, and I also knew other things like he's got a blonde wife. He's got 2 kids. Yeah.
Oh, so you had a bunch of good evidence.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, I know who that is. But it was just, I didn't really fully believe it until that made it really like mind blowing for me.
That's so stinking cool. That is so amazing. Yeah. Well, I think I spoke to a dear friend of mine, Adam, who we just replayed his episode, and I told him about it, and he was so cute. He was like, oh, I love Robert Redford. And he said, he had stories, and he just talked about what a wonderful man he is. And there was something that I said to him, which I can't even track right now, which he was like, oh yeah, that's how he is, or that's what he would say. So, I don't really think I'll ever have proof, but it is just kind of fun to have these experiences and just have to just go with it, man. Just trust it. And it did light me up, and it did cheer me up all weekend. Like you say, who knows what it is, but as long as
because it was a hard weekend otherwise if you were watching the news.
Oh my goodness.
Or just even tuned into the collective anxiety. I mean, I think I've been doing that a lot lately. And I've been walking around feeling so anxious, and I'm like, wait a minute. Like, aside from like all the like surface stuff in my life, like I'm so happy. I'm set. Like, what am I? And it's like, it's is this collective. I am tuned into it. I'm feeling it. Like I'm feeling the terror. I'm feeling the anger. I'm feeling the anxiety.
Yep.
I'm feeling the rage. I'm feeling the uncertainty. Being an empath, like how can we not feel all of that? So
well,
I think that's a lot what I was contending with this weekend.
Of course. And then you put out that gorgeous solo this weekend that, at least for me, I mean, because it's a funny thing, and it's a funny thing to be like both happy and terrified, or happy and like tracking the everything, because I was happy because I was in the Sundance world and I was listening to filmmakers and I was like seeing people I love. But meanwhile, there is this like underground feeling. Well, it's kind of underground and over us, right? Or that's how I perceive it. It's like the collective feels like it's up here and it's also under us. And it's like so awful. And your solo helped me so much. Because I was like,
and I think I referenced your solo from the week before and how it helped me so much.
And I think that's why I was like, let's get on and talk about how heavy things are and how dark it is, and how, I just feel like these conversations of like how we're coping and how we're ultimately seeing our way through some terrible, terrible stuff is maybe what's needed right now. And we can talk about our amazing guest next week too. But that's why I texted you first thing this morning. I was like, what are you doing? Can you grab a mic? I need you.
Yeah. I think waiting for everything to be perfect to feel happy, we can't do. We cannot do that. That's not a luxury that we have. Like we have to grab every little straw of joy, every little ounce of happiness anywhere we can. That's like number one right now. Right. Like what brings me joy and I weep is just like seeing all of the people singing, like walking along in Minneapolis right now. Like my heart is plodding along in that snow and negative 20 degrees with them, just singing right along with them. Totally. Like I watched and just bawled. It's like people bringing, people who've just been tear gas, pulling them into their restaurants and shops and like cleaning their eyes out. I mean, that kindness, that empathy, that is, And then I saw some like dude on TikTok. He's like, I gotta hand it to the old white ladies. Like they're showing up. It's like, it's
awesome. Did you see like the drum corps shot of
oh
my God, it was so cool. It's like these mostly dudes. I think that maybe there was a woman among them, but there were about a dozen folks with their full drum set. They brought out the whole set, like laid the blanket down, pull out, and they're all playing together on this bridge in the middle of Minneapolis in -7 or -20 or whatever. Like that, all that stuff is super inspiring. But yet, another man died this weekend, and what the fuck? And like, it's like, and he seemed to be an absolutely beautiful man. And so there's this kind of,
I had someone bring up to me, he's like, the two people who were murdered, Good and Pretty.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this reminds me of when I was in my 20s and the Lord of the Rings movies all came out.
Yes.
And I remember thinking, bookmark this. You're going to need this. You're going to need your good versus evil. You're going to, like, I don't know. There's something about the epic nature of that fight where I was like, bookmark this.
Huh.
Isn't that funny? It's a funny thought to have as a 20-something-year-old. Like,
you're gonna that away.
Tuck this in. You're going to need it later. And it's funny because I've been thinking about it a lot. And then I've been hearing, like, how it goes with like the references culturally keep coming up. Like somebody was just talking about My Precious. And it was a super funny skit. I can't remember now, but anyway, so what we were hoping to talk about today. Wait, we didn't hear. Oh, you shared a little bit about your weekend, but do you have any stories or any fun catch-ups you want to share?
No, I was just deep in it with the kid stuff and doing kid things, and I put out a solo. Like, okay, here's this. Podcast listeners, you could really help us because it's so much work putting out these podcasts. I know it's like we just pop up on there, but I was feeling that this weekend too. I was like, oh my God, like this is taking me all day to make this, put this up, this out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, I love doing it, but like I had the thoughts like, how much longer can we do this?
Oh, well, especially because I was up till like 3 a.m. trying to get Jeff's out last week because
Yeah.
and then I don't know if any of you listeners heard the version of the file where I wasn't there.
Oh yeah, that maybe we
crazy?
should talk about that.
Well, that
Yeah.
was
So
nuts.
if you went to go listen to Jeff Kober's episode and it was just me and Jeff and no Jane, and I sounded like an insane woman laughing at no one.
I was like, well, that's kind of what we do all day is like, look like we're talking to no one.
Yeah, except for I was just like laughing like a crazy person and you weren't there.
Oh my God, it was so funny. But here's what's crazy, y'all. I have to say, I don't know why it was so hard. Normally, shout out to Premiere. It usually works really, really well. I edit in Premiere. I export. It takes 2 seconds. It's an MP3. It's easy. I had to go through like 12 extra steps. I had to clear my cache. I was like troubleshooting at midnight because I had been sick for a couple of days. So I was really late getting it out. And I was up literally till 2 trying to get it out, going through this other software. I mean, it was nuts. It was just, I was like, maybe this isn't supposed to go out, And then I finally got it done. And then at 6 a.m, I get a text, you're not there. And I was like, what? So,
I had gotten a couple emails throughout the day too, like, did you know? I'm like, yeah, you just need to refresh it and then you'll get the complete episode. But yeah, I sound insane and Jane's not there.
Jane's really there, I promise. But
I had one person say they had a really fun time trying to piece it together.
Do it what I was saying, some bullshit. Yeah. What bullshit is Jane saying right now? Yeah, it's like an intuition exercise. I love that. But here's what I want to say. I never muted my track. In all of my shenanigans of editing, I never muted my own track. Like, what?
Yeah.
How? That's weird.
Maybe
that's weird.
Maybe we need to start talking about the demons then.
Okay, here it is. Here they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Yeah, you want me to take that one? Yeah. Okay, so we have on a brilliant guest next week. Brilliant. And she talks about seeing like what? Like demons? Like
yeah. Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had, I think we even said, there's no such thing. So that's what we're here to address. So what I would like to say is, I personally haven't experienced them. However, since we have started this podcast, I have expanded in what I believe. Like if someone has an experience, that doesn't mean that their experience doesn't exist. Right?
Right.
Like if they've had that experience, that's theirs.
And it's real.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because I haven't experienced it doesn't mean that they haven't. And it's not possible.
Yeah, of course. And part of why to your point, like each of us have not had that experience personally. So plus we're always talking about how we, at least when we're working as mediums, and I've heard this like super confirmed lately, is that you're working at such a high vibration that you're really not hanging out with demons, and demons are not even able to get there.
Yeah.
Like, so when you open a mediumship door with, your opening prayers and your sort of like clarity about your intention, you're not dealing with darkness. You're dealing in a light show.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's partially why we haven't really experienced it, is because that's the world we're walking in. But if you're dealing in sort of addiction or mental health issues that are super extreme, that stuff is real. And there is, I don't know, we're clearly obviously not mental health professionals, and nor are we like deal much with the dark. Like that was fun talking to Catherine a few weeks ago. Catherine Mulligan talked about, she does deal in the dark. Like she has been calibrated energetically to be a person who can handle that stuff.
Slaying pirates. Yeah.
So I always, if someone comes to me and they're like, I think I have what are they called?
Entity, attachment.
Yes, exactly. An entity. Or I go, well, it's not my jam. It's not my jam. My Jane. It's not my game. I don't deal in entities, but I'm not saying, so I'm like, so I send them to Catherine. I'm like, go talk to Catherine. She's the perfect person to help you clear it. And certainly I know how to clear my own energy field. And I know, and that's something I do a lot. But I think now more than ever, with there being such extreme, aggressive, like darkness being exhibited and very obvious in our world, it's
coming to light, right?
Time to be really precise and clear about your energy field. It's like now more than ever.
I think now more than ever. And I think that's exactly what's happening. I think things that have been in the shadows for so long are now coming to the surface. In a very, very clear way. Yes.
Like demons. Like it is there's demonic behavior to shoot someone.
Right. So like my experience is I have had more. So we put this podcast out. It's been 2 years in February.
I know. It's a couple weeks away from the anniversary.
I know. Yep. So it'll be almost 2 years. And I've had more experiences now. And I've, from what I understand and how I experience things now, and this is, I don't know per se anything about demons, but I do know that like traumatic events or addiction, or situations, they create their own energy field, and that can be perceived. And I can somewhat perceive those, and they can feel like a demon. They can feel like an entity.
Yes.
That's those become their own energies.
Yeah, these thought forms are their own entities. They actually do kind of get their own zip code in a way, because especially if they keep being fed those thoughts and being kind of like inadvertently encouraged to live
if
on.
that energy is fed, they can grow. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So the power, I think, is awareness. Mm-hmm. I think there's so much power in awareness. And I think that bleeds into absolutely every aspect of everything we deal with. When we bring awareness to something, that's where we bring our power. But we can choose where we bring our awareness, like being aware. So our guest was talking about how, the reason why they drank, the reason why they took prescription drugs, whatever, was to not encounter those entities, those demons, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just because then she was not attuned, like aware of them, doesn't mean that they weren't there.
I think that was, well, we won't say too much more because it's an amazing part of the episode, but yeah. So yes. Okay. So yeah, I'm really happy we're doing this. I'm really happy.
It's your favorite topic.
Well, it's so not, but like how to like calibrate all of these things, and that sort of like extreme dark met with, like you were describing, those singing throngs of people braving, that really like risking their lives, obviously at this point, to show up and stand up against that darkness. Yeah. It is like extreme dark and extreme light, in my opinion. I mean, like both in the same town. And I think
and pretending that dark doesn't exist is not the answer.
It's over. Yeah. We used to be able to do that, but that's not over. That's not available anymore. Like we're really in a place of like discernment and choosing, constant choosing. And like you're saying, what am I engaging? How am I engaging it? And so if any of that stuff makes you feel scared, you know, I think the best thing we can, I mean, we have lots of offerings of how to.
Let's do that. Let's give.
You ready?
No, I'm not ready for that. I think we need to talk about this a little bit more.
Okay. But just know, listeners, that we're going to give you
we're going to get to that. Yeah.
Momentarily.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and I've witnessed it certainly in my own life. I have a brother who's schizophrenic, and he certainly deals with demons and entities that are, you know, frightening. And it's been a really scary ride watching him kind of be tortured by unseen voices. So, you know, admittedly, when I started hearing voices, I was like, here we go. That's both of us. I'm stepping into that space. But there's obviously a pretty big difference of like having clarity about your own domain and your own self, and having like a really clear and present experience of your inner voice and your inner truth, so that anything that is not that is clearly not that. So that's, I mean, I'm talking a little bit about one of the tools of me, not me, of like, I know who I am. I know what my inner voice sounds like. And I know when I'm talking to a spirit because it's not me. So anyway, just to say that you're right. We can't put our head down. We can't like put our head in the sand at all, but we can continue to choose light, and we can continue to choose how we engage this place.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're kind of like going back and forth between like light and dark in the physical world and light and dark in the spiritual world. And obviously they're intertwined, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't coexist without the other. I think about all of the training that we've had as mediums, especially in the spiritualist tradition. We were, I don't think we were ever taught about dealing with any sort of spirit that isn't of light. Mm-hmm. And if we ever brought up the topic, it was kind of like, no, we don't go there. We don't talk about that.
That's true. Yep.
And I know some mediums who do, and it's kind of like this taboo thing in the mediumship world. Don't you think?
I do think.
Yeah.
I mean, I think having been in that training for 2 years, that's partially like, that's when we opened the mic, because we were like right in the middle of that training of where like, we just don't talk about it, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. But
I have had an experience. I was giving a reading to this dear woman who had a whole family around her of people who had suffered addiction. So it was addiction and suicide. There was so much of it. And like 4 people came through. And it was so funny because I was like, oh, we got some smokers up in here. And she's like, oh, for sure. Like the whole reading, there's like a cigarette smoke. But it was, like someone died of addiction and depression. Someone else died of addiction and of suicide. And then finally, I think the 4th generation came through, and it was a child. And it was so heavy and it was so hard. And, I think the sitter had a lot of healing that happened in that reading, because it was just so acknowledged that, hey, this is what you've been handed, and you've broken you've broken the chain, and you've gone through an incredible amount of trauma and heartache, and, Spirit was acknowledging that, wanted her to know that. And then I jumped on to another reading right after that. So I didn't really have enough time to do whatever I do, because I usually clear my field before I hop into another reading. And then I had this other reading, and I was able to bring through like a mother and a dad. And at the end of the reading, he really wanted to talk to his son, and I couldn't locate it, but then I did. And his son felt angelic. His son felt like such a higher vibe than where I was able to get to at that time. He was nonverbal, I think. He just felt like such super bright, amazing energy.
Wow.
And then I got off that reading. I spent an extra half hour on that reading just because I really wanted to connect with the son at the end of the reading. And then I went through my day, picked up kids, did all the stuff. I ended up getting a migraine in that second reading, and, had all kinds of stuff I had to get through to the end of the day. And then I was falling asleep. Like I felt they weren't demons, but they were like that energy, that heavy, like, and they were like clinging to me, surrounding me, close to me. And I was like, oh, okay, this is from that first reading. I didn't properly clear it. That's the energy.
Wow.
That's the addiction energy that's coming through, that I wasn't able to get that goo off of my system. So I knew, it's like, I need to get rid of this. I need to clear myself. I need to be able to just push it away.
Yeah.
And I did. And my migraine went away.
Wow.
And, but that was like, this is like, it's real. Like that energy is created from trauma, from situations, from that dark energy does exist. Usually I'm able to run my own energy system in a way where it can't even get close to me.
Right. But sometimes we're just moving too fast or whatever.
Right. And it was a good learning experience for me too. Like those back-to-back readings, it's like, oh, maybe I just don't do those anymore. And unless I know the clients that I'm meeting with, and know, what kind of readings I'm going to be having, but you don't always.
No. Yeah, no, it's usually kind of a total mystery. Can I bring something really lighthearted in here for a second, and then we'll go back to the dark?
Please.
Okay. So something about the way you said you don't know what you're going to get reminded me of this crazy, awesome experience I had. I've been doing animal communication, but I'm ramping it up. I'm doing more training. And, so I was in a practice session and, so it was like basically 3 of us to read one animal. So it was a person with the animal in a photo. And so she puts the photo up and it's a rooster. And I'm like, okay. Wow. I was like, well, this will be a first, and the assignment was to just sit and write for like 20 minutes. Just connect him with this guy.
Yeah.
20 minutes I'm writing, and he's hilarious. And he's telling me the best stuff. And he's like, yeah, my mom's really great. She cuddles with me. She actually picks nits out of my feathers. And he's like, trying to think of some of the other cool stuff he said. He was like, yeah, I really I need to get into the sun more. I really need to find more sun. Like sun is really important to me, and I can't get in the sun right now. And I'm just saying maybe one more piece of evidence. Oh, my dad's a little stressed, he says to me. So I go back to her and I said, I have 20 minutes worth of material. I'm reading it all out. And he's like, he's really fast. He's like, let's go. I'm fast. I'm like, da, 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 da. So I'm just like dying. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm freaking talking to a rooster. So I come back and like, she could take all of it. Like she totally knew about the cuddling. And then I guess with her other chickens and roosters, she's never done that before. So that was significant that they were cuddling. Oh my God. Isn't that the cutest?
That is the cutest.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, he just like curls up and we cuddle. And I was like, is he so fast? Cause he says he's very fast and that he's in charge. And she's like, yep, 100%. He zooms around and he's in charge of everyone. And anyway, it was just so precious. And
that's
of course,
delightful.
Yeah. It just cheered me up. I was like, yeah, right. Okay. Rooster. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's my life right now. I'm talking to roosters. So anyway, so back out of the barnyard, back to the dark.
Yeah. I mean, there you have it. You got the whole kit and caboodle right there. Yeah.
You got the whole gamut. But then, the darkness that follows that was the next night it was over and we were all celebrating. The family was celebrating all the January birthdays and they were serving duck. And the duck had been in the backyard prior, in their little farm. And I was like, well, I just talked to a rooster. I didn't know how to tell them that I could tune into the duck and tell you. I was just like, oh my God, this is the weirdest experience. So we do, have these what are we doing, man? We're engaging with the everything here in the 3D and we, are eating the creatures that we also love. So there you go. How about that?
I think that's a nice summary. I think that kind of wraps it all up. It's truly the everything. I mean, really, like the whole wide array, the vast experience from one spectrum to the other. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it all exists. It all exists.
So, okay, cool. So then, I mean, there are these ways and that we move through our days that, really empower us to multiple things, right? Tune into the light, tune into the everything, tune into the roosters, whatever. Like the way we are kind of constantly reminding us and training ourselves to be of the light.
Yeah.
But then there's also the ways in which we get dragged along because we're looking at social media, because we're seeing the truth of like the devastating shit. So, I guess part of what I want to say is having that like consciousness about where you are, like almost like wake up. Okay, I'm scrolling. Okay, is this what I want to be doing?
Right.
Okay, how do I disengage from this space? I will come back to it. It's not like you're going to sleep. It's not like you're not going to read the news or watch and see what's happening, but you're going to pull your own energy back and you're going to refill your own field of light.
That's exactly it. I think that consciousness,
Yes.
like being aware, that is so powerful. And I think knowing that we can engage with darkness when we're filled with light.
There you go. That's great.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that is what we're being called to do right now. And this has been coming through. And I talked about this in my solo. It's like, we are being called to anchor the light and to expand ourselves in the light so that we can illuminate the darkness.
Mic drop. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. When you said that, it's so funny because I wonder if this is true for other listeners, but like I now think of like you and me at the gym and you and me walking. So I'm like, yeah, that's probably true for other people. Like they see us in their car or whatever. But I was walking it was really pretty. It was like the sun was setting and it was snowy, sparkly, and with the dog. And I'm like, she just dropped it. That's it. That's the whole thing. It's like anchoring the light. That's our gig, little light workers, you little sensitive, awesome listeners that we love so much. This is what we're being called to do. Like we are the light and the darkness. And if we get swamped, totally fair, totally fine. And there's ways out of that. Because we're going to get swamped. You got swamped.
Yep. I got swamped. Yeah. I find myself in swamp all the time, but I know that I don't have to stay there.
That's it.
Yeah. I know that there are things that I can do to recover and repair where I've gotten swamped.
Yeah. And so what are some of the ways that you know that you're swamped, or like, how do you kind of catch yourself in that?
Well, I feel myself go into fear. I feel myself like go into panic and anxiety. I think that's like a very clear indicator that I'm not, that I need to take a break, or that I need to do some energy work on myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
And you gave such a beautiful, put one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly and breathe. I think that's so helpful. Like just getting into my body and out of my head is so helpful. Quite often, like just drinking water is helpful. I heard somewhere recently, and I need to do this. I haven't tried it yet. It's like blessing the water that you drink.
Yeah.
Like it's so helpful. And I know like some people are like, whatever, bless your water before you drink it. Like, yeah, I'm going to try that.
I mean, we've been blessing our food for centuries. Why wouldn't we bless our water? Like you can, and this is actually fun. I mean, your kids are not so little anymore, except for one of them, but it's a game you can play with kids where you can put your hand, so you fill like a glass with water and put both hands around it and you charge it up, and then you can kind of see it glowing. So, yeah.
I'm glad I brought that up then.
Yeah, no, dude, for real. It's real. And like I can't remember the Japanese dude who like took the pictures of the molecules of water.
I don't either.
Y'all know who I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna leave it right there. I mean, there's been some people who've like tried to break it, but I think it's real. So yes, you can absolutely bless your water. You can bless your house. You can bless that's one of the ways I use prayer. And I know not everyone aligns with even the word prayer, but my understanding, and this all came through, for a long time, I went to the church that Michael Beckwith runs in LA. It's called Agape. And there was a certain kind of prayer that they teach in that church, which is that essentially you align yourself to whatever your highest version of high is. So it's divine mother, father, God, whatever, big G, if you use the word God. And then you sort of remember that you are divine and you are the light of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Source.
Yep.
And so then everything you're looking at is also the divine. And so like when you're kind of using divine eyes and you're seeing all of it, and then you can also kind of call in what you want from that space. Like once you're aligned and you're remembering that you yourself are the divine, you can kind of claim for your day, like I'm knowing the truth about this day and this day is blessed and that my kids are perfectly healthy and that their homework is done. Or like whatever thing you need to call in.
Yeah.
And that they're doing great on their tests right now. Good job, buddy. Like, and that all of those absences that I saw on the attendance woman's screen this morning aren't real. They are real. Holy shit. So anyway, like you call in and you name it and you claim it. And that way, your nervous system is at least relaxed for a second. That's what prayer is. It's like a break from the action, at least.
Yeah. I'm okay. So I was thinking like things that need to happen right now in this country is seeing with divine eyes and engaging with that feeling of divinity with people who don't align with how we see things. Right. So bringing that energy to the conversations we need to have with our MAGA families or, I don't know. Can you
give us a script, please?
I think what has happened is that we've become so very separate and and have gotten used to seeing each other as the other.
Right.
As the enemy, instead of seeing how connected we are and how we're so much more similar than we are different. And that if we could just see each other as part of this whole, a part of this organism that is the earth, this humanity that is all one, if we could feel that, then there wouldn't be the separation. So I think trying to bridge that separation, and it's so difficult. Like that's where it's come.
Yeah.
That's where it's come from, is that separation.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to some of the energetic hacks too. I mean, you and I both gave those out in our solos the last couple of weeks, but one of the things I love was actually given to us in the in the
411 together.
411 together. Remember, she did with us something that was very much like what you did last week, where it's like, I've got roots like a tree, like that you imagine as above, so below. You brought that up.
I plug into the ground. I plug into the vine. I bring both of those into my core and expand.
Perfect. So when you're fully connected to the earth, when you're fully connected to your version of higher power and your core is the meeting place, then you are literally the meeting place of heaven and earth. I think that's what we talked about in both episodes. But so I love that when she brought that, something about the trees and the roots and like how like, when you really extend those roots out and you're really like, it's not just like one line to the core. It's like, under the ground, and then imagining the same exact, like all of that light extending above you. And then, I'm always on about the Glenda the Good Witch bubble. Like, make sure there's nothing in your bubble. Make sure there's nothing in your field that is not you. And then if you see it, get it out, and you can do that with intention, with breath, with a vacuum, with a broom, use your imagination and just get everything out of your bubble. And if you have just broomed a bunch of stuff out, that might mean you've got to call yourself back in. So you can say your name, you can fill the bubble with the sparkles from the divine, but that bubble right now feels really significant because it's just like, I'm constantly going back. How am I? Because to me, it's like a nice temperature check for myself.
Yeah.
And another thing that I learned in energy class is that, when we're engaging with the internet and electronics, it does kind of break us a little bit energetically. So when you step away from your phone, if we ever do, But when you step away,
I need to. I really need to. It's a thing. It's like,
a thing. It's always on me.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Okay. Keep finishing, and then we can.
But conceptually,
we can talk about that.
when you leave your technology, you would like kind of like shore up your field, because electronics a little bit like it kind of skitzes them out. You know, like it like. Do you see it? It's like static.
Yeah.
It's just like electronics create a static. So you want to do that nature walk, even if it's, dude, it was 7 degrees here this morning. I'm still walking in it. So
yeah, Hawaii girl.
Hilarious. What was I thinking? So I, nature has like the easiest time of it. So if you can get away from your electronics, you get into nature, it's instantaneous. You can be like, tree, fix me, boom, you're done. So anyway, those are just some of the things that I feel really strongly about right now, is just having that, like you said, wake up, what's your consciousness? Where are you? Do you need help? Call for help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
when we were quite often we'll do like a little meditation before we open the mic. And as soon as I close my eyes to lead me and Jane in a little meditation, there was an angel just standing right there, like right in front of us.
I got this really amazing necklace from my dear friend Amanda, and it's got 2 little angel wings.
Oh, that's beautiful. I
know. And I put it on this morning. So the angels
are close. It sounds like crazy. Oh, you talk to angels? But it's like, well, I saw an angel when I closed my eyes, and I will take that.
Oh, 100.
I will absolutely take that.
Well, it was funny because I was at the gym this morning thinking about all the things that we were going to say here in this hour, which is almost over, by the way. We have to close here in about 2 minutes. And angels came up as well, because I was like, well, talk about like fast solutions. It's like, oh, shit, man, things are not okay. Like if I'm tanking, if I'm getting swamped, if my energy field is like beyond repair, I can just like call in an angel or an ascended master, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You just be like, if you believe, or even if you don't, you can be like, Jesus, I need you.
Help me.
Oda. Or whoever, Ganesha, like whoever your, favorite enlightened masters are.
Yeah.
Call them in.
Come on, angels. We need the United States surrounded right now.
Yeah. They're like, we can't get near you people.
Yeah.
But yeah,
call you in. We're calling you in.
You know what I just heard when you said that? That that's what the birds are holding.
Oh.
Is angelic energy.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. All the winged beings.
Oh my gosh. If we can just wrap up with another story from a reading that was so much fun. I did this super cool reading for this super cool guy. And I won't say too much about it because I want to, keep his privacy, of course. But towards the end, I was like, man, the birds love you, dude. Like the birds were like, they were stoked on him. I'm like, man, they really love you. What's the deal with that? And he goes, well, I feed them. I got a bird feeder.
I do it.
And I was like, oh, no wonder they think you're awesome.
Yeah.
So I think like all the winged creatures, be it, insects or butterflies or birds or any winged creature, that's what I just heard, is that they're like angelically, they're kind of like helping anchor, just like we are.
Anchoring the light.
We're anchoring the light, and the winged creatures are anchoring angelic energy. But if we call in angels, that's helpful to everyone.
Yeah.
Also, just
call all angels. Yeah.
Call in all angels. Remember that song?
Oh, I do. I need to go listen to that. It's kind of there.
Yeah, I might just lay it.
Angels. Yeah.
I'll lay it in here. Little Sarah McLachlan as we close out. Anything else you want to say before we close? Beautiful Sarah, who I adore so much.
I know. It's just always so much fun chatting to you. Listeners, please help us. We need help with this podcast though. Yeah. Can you be our angels?
Yes.
Just share it or download it
or
rate us. Give us some 5 stars, please.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so significant. I just listened to this really sweet podcast, and I'll link it in the show notes because it was really cool, where she was talking about she does these clearings, and it's really neat because she sets it up. Here's this clearing. And she was like clearing dark energy or unwanted energy. And then it's really neat because she just plays music and then you feel it happening. Like it's in your field, but she doesn't say anything. It's just like this musical, and then she closes. And I was just like searching podcasts about our topic and I found it and I immediately went and I gave her 5 stars. And I said, thank you.
Yes.
So I will link her because I liked what she was doing, and we all need, some tinkly music in our ears right now. And so please, if y'all would do that for us, that would be super significant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, we're going to be getting some sponsors up in here. So if you know of anybody who would like to be on our, sponsor us and we're going to get some advertisements that are recorded by our voices. So if you know anybody who would like to get in here and be advertisers, let us know.
Yes, please. Please and thank you. All right.
Please and thank you. Okay. I guess we're going to let it go for now.
Until next time. Love you.
Yeah. Oh, exciting about next week. All right. See you. Lots of love. Bye.
Very Soul is our sponsor for Medium Curious. Jane and I are both Very Soul mediums.
Oh, yes, we are. verysoul.com, y'all. Inspired by spirit, guided by love, and brought to life by mediums.